If you had to explain to someone what is your new app StarCy about and what does it do, why is it valuable, how would you do it?
StarCy is an app that's never been done before. It's an AI that lives inside your phone's dynamic island. It's this small thing which is on every iPhone above 14, and it's we see it as a real estate that's not been utilized enough. iPhone built this amazing feature, but there is no third-party startup or app that went and kind of made it and extracted the full out of that feature. So that's what we are here to do. We are an AI company that is building an AI that lives on your dynamic island. Every time you open your phone, instead of jumping through your calendar, emails, and all that stuff, what StarCy do is StarCy lives right inside your dynamic island. You can press like this. It's right now showing me my crypto charts, but it will rotate. It will show me my emails, it will show me my calendar events, it will show me a bunch of other stuff without you ever hopping on to different kind of apps. This is where we come in. This is what we are here to do. And soon enough, we are bringing StarC to macOS as well. So it will live on your macOS notch, but that's for the future.
That's really cool. And I think you're absolutely true, especially when you're watching the AI, like not AI, but Apple reviews that people do on iPhone. Everybody was like, yeah, this dynamic island, but it doesn't do much stuff. So I think, yeah, this can be app that really just
Yeah,
makes
exactly.
makes a difference in that. And with that, what's the story behind this app? Why did you decided that you want to do this?
Yeah, I'm 19 now, and I watched Iron Man. Everyone watches Iron Man, and that's the inspiration for Jarvis. So basically, I wanted to build an Iron Man suit first of all, but I quickly noticed that I'm very lack of resources and it's so hard to build that. So what's the next best thing I can get out of that movie? It has to be Jarvis. Like that's a dream for every boy and everyone to have like an AI personal assistant. And that's what I built out to do at 16. And I built this whole AI system just for myself. I was using it. From there, I jumped into different ventures, like different startups or different like agencies and stuff. But last year, I really wanted to go all in on this idea because there wasn't still like yet that much development in this. And I was like, okay, let me jump in and I want to just change this whole industry. And that's where I started StarC and taking it seriously.
And how many people are like working on Starcy right now? Because even through the quality I see, it like looks very professional, and even it is now in just a beta phase, but like it's really impressive to be honest.
Wow, so thanks for that. And there are 3 people working on StarC.
Wow.
Um,
Okay.
I'm Yeah, I'm the only founder, and then there are 2 devs.
And I've actually got the app, and I bought the subscription, and through using it, I have some questions. So if we can deep down into that, would be cool.
Yeah, I'm down for it.
There is this feature that is called like news on your phone that always brings up like the dynamic island, and it's called news about like topics you want to. And from where do you get those news, those resources? What are the resources that Starcy uses for like bringing the news?
Yeah, we use New York Times, we use Verge. So, for example, on my phone right now, it's showing me some news about Jerry to find Elon Musk's tweet stupid, cause Twitter's investors loses. So yeah, it just randomly gives me news that's funny, that's interesting, what's all going around the world. And this news is extracted by The Verge. So those are like a news source we have. And we also find out if you're in, let's say, for example, you're a VC or an investor, and you want to keep mm, getting the news around your industry. So Starcy will know that you're a VC or investor, and it will mainly give you news around that industry, whether a big round was raised recently, and you'll probably be one of the first person to know it because as soon as you open StarCy, it will be right there.
With that, I actually noticed that StarCy is it asks you even when you talk to it, it asks you a lot of questions and it tries to make it really personal and specific for you and like your news and what like are you doing like as a person. Was that intentional or was it just what happened through the process?
Yeah, it was very intentional from the very beginning. Like Jarvis knows everything about Tony Stark. That was the idea behind it, that an AI that actually knows you, and the fact that it knows you, it becomes your kind of like a friend because your friend knows everything about you, so that he can give you like a very personalized recommendations of movies and other stuff. Starcy is the same way. The more you talk with her, the more she gets to know more about you, and the more she will able to help you with news and other stuff which we have on the app.
Yeah, and here comes kind of the obvious question that many people may have, even like problem with an AI that maybe it can get really personal to you, and maybe like people are talking about like replacing your friendships and relationships. And what is your like maybe an even a counter argument or opinion on
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, we at all, as a founder of StarC, I'm not here to build an AI that replaces human relationships at any sort. If I see StarC do that, I will not work on it any longer because I believe that human relationships are at the peak of humanity. I believe that, and I don't think that humans should replace their relationships with some kind of AIs that are programmed to make you just feel happy and hide anything that's going on. And they can be trained to do absolutely anything. They can be trained to just behave the way you would like them to behave. But yeah, I personally am Starcy is not going to go that way at all. It's an AI assistant that does stuff for you, and we are happy what we are doing.
Makes sense. It's like once you're like explaining me to it, it kind of does sound more like the from the like Iron Man the like assistant he had, and I kind of see the vision, and it's pretty cool, honestly. And why did you decide to have a like crypto tracker in your app? If it was just personal because you're interested in crypto.
Founders also, I think many of us founders are kind of into the crypto space as well, and we see the charts often. We might do trading and stuff. So for me, it's personally useful. I like to see which coin is going up, which is going down. Right now, it's showing me something like this, and yeah, I just keep like to keep track of other coins as well. It's just a useful thing. Hurts nobody, but it's definitely useful.
Other thing that maybe even me as not a very tech person was interested in, like how like does a person or how did you create that voice and what comes into creating like this kind of voice app.
Yeah, so we are still at a very early stage of our startup. We have not raised at all yet. We are just starting out to raise our backgrounds now, talking with a couple of firms. So we don't at all have funds to go out and build our own like data sets and build our own voice and stuff. We just want to build something that's useful, build something that's creative, and push it out to the world so that they can use it and be useful for it. So we currently borrow voice from other third-party AI resources, and we take their voice, we um, make sure that it's at a class where it sounds very nice, it sounds very like human-like, and yeah, that's where the voice comes from for Starcy.
Okay. And how would you describe like your target audience for this app? Like for who, like exactly is this app?
This app currently is for founders. Specifically, we will target the US market in the coming months and the Indian market as well because I'm an Indian. I live in Mumbai, and a lot of founders are gonna love this app here. Especially, but yeah, we'll build it for US and Indian audience, keeping both of them in mind.
Like I wanted to talk about more about like your marketing strategy.
I would say we're pretty much doing a lot of marketing on Twitter right now, just X, and it's all going from my own personal account. Um, a lot of people who use StarCy every day get to know about StarCy because of my Twitter account. I just keep posting about it from here and there, and I think today I got a couple of thousand views for StarCy because of a tweet I did, and same for the last couple of days. But yeah, this is a strategy that we are currently doing, but it definitely needs to be more scaled in coming months. We'll be leaning towards more about the UGC content, which is the user-generated content where users will create content with StarCy, and yeah, that will be our marketing strategy.
Okay. And well, are you going to maybe even start a Instagram account or YouTube channel or TikTok, like, and to broaden your content and make some videos about it, or you will mainly stick to like X, and then you will let through UGC other people on those platforms let like promote your app.
Yeah, in fact, we do have an Instagram account. We do also have a YouTube account and a TikTok account where we occasionally post stuff like our launch video or other stuff.
Mm, interesting. And I recently I saw like one of your I think it was not an ad, but yeah, just an ad for your content and for StarCy. Like, you don't forget your meeting with this. And I think it was like really interesting. And how do you think about creating that?
Wow, that was shot in February, which is like uh, more than like 45 days ago. Uh, I had this idea back then because we were about to shoot the launch video, and the launch video is basically me. Yeah, launch video is basically me sitting and talking about StarCy, but I wanted to do something more than that. I wanted to show people what StarCy is. And that's when I came into this idea of how about we do something creative, something, and we ended up making that video. Yeah.
Interesting, interesting. And what are the things that, like, in the next couple of months, people can be excited for in like with StarCy?
Yeah. StarCy is gonna be on your Mac OS very soon. So it will be from a iPhone app to a Mac OS app. It will be able to do much more things on your MacBook. We are very excited for that. We are building that day to day, and one of the very interesting agentic stuff Stars will be able to do by next month is that you can order your food, order Domino's, order Burger King, order KFC, or order anything, even from local restaurants nearby. Order food from them just by talking with Starsky. So to give you an example, you can talk with Starsky and say that, "Hey Starsky, can you order me a pizza from Domino's? Make it a medium margarita." Now Starsky orders you that. That's just gonna be so cool.
What is your mission kind of for this app? You said like you've been young and you wanted to build this, like starsuit as like for an Iron Man, um, and you decided to do this. And I wanted to like, what's your kind of mission or main goal you're trying to like make this, especially in the future?
That's a deep question. You know, today's age and thinking about the future is kind of like a joke. AI is changing so many things so fast, so quickly that honestly, if I sit here and if I worry about what's gonna be happening next year, this month, I think it's foolish of me to do that because it could be anything, honestly. So I don't know where it goes to the future. We are just kind of looking at our next step and taking that step. But yeah, we definitely had have like many of ideas which StarCy can do, and it's in a very interesting market. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what's going forward.
Yeah, that makes sense in the pace that everything is changing so fast right now. And do you have like any predictions you think? Because when you're working with AI and you're just been kind of immersed and obsessed with this space for so long, I think you saw all of the dystopian and utopian versions that all of these like leading voices in AI have. And what are kind of your predictions if you have any, or you just kind of like stop thinking about this and start focusing on the next step?
I think my prediction would be that in future there are going to be a lot more startups and less kind of the OG companies, I would say. For example, 10 years ago, there was one company for social media, that was Facebook. Then there was one search engine, that was Google. Then there was like one marketplace or something else, or like one thing that's Yahoo or something. I think moving forward, I think 10 years from now, there will be like hundreds of startups. Company will be, I think, very rare, but startups are going to be very common. And they're going to be very niche, small startups, hundreds of them in every area. So there will not be one social media, but there will be like a lot of social medias for this and that. There's definitely going to be a lot of startups. That will be my prediction.
Makes sense because once I heard even me that yeah that they're in the beginning they were like a lot of these big YouTubers that everybody know, even like right now is it Mr. Beast, like before that it was PewDiePie, but kind of content is changing in a way that everybody has their small audiences and it is kind of more niche, I would say. And maybe that will happen with the company. That's an
Exactly.
interesting perspective for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Of course, of course. And our question was that, of course, there are even now many founders and startups and all of that, but not many even get to just being on a like app store. Why do you think is that?
What do you mean? Do you mean there are many startups? But yeah, please go
No,
ahead.
no, I mean it like many people, like all of them through vibe coding, are creating these apps, but most of them are either like bad and fail, or they don't even get to App Store. Like they fail kind of immediately. And why do you think is that?
Hmm. I think mm, it's become, I think it's the easiest in the whole world right now that it has ever been to create an app and put it on the App Store. Even the most simplest apps can do that, but if they are failing to do that, I guess yeah, there are always going to be failures. So it's a, it's not a big thing.
Okay. Yeah, maybe to yes. I think yes. I think I kind of make this question more complicated because there are many apps on App Store, but most of them fail. I think that's more common
Oh,
than
oh,
even
so that's your question. Huh. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
of course. Yeah, of course. Again, there's going to be that 80-20 split where 20% of the apps will do we'll get like 80% of the revenue or 80% of the downloads. That's definitely going to be the case. That is always how it's always been. And I think, yeah, it's going to be the same thing for the future. I guess so many things depend, like the idea, like the way you design it, the way you market, the way you code the app. So there's no one thing that we can say today, but yeah.
Okay. And kinda like to even my questions about the app. Um, is there a question that I should have asked about the app, or you wanted to talk about that I didn't ask?
I think you covered everything. Um, yeah, you've been a
That's
great
great.
host.
Yeah, yeah. But if we have a little bit more time, I would even want to get more into like your journey and your journey as as a founder that right now you have. And I actually asked like StarCy to give you like one question, like what would it ask you, and it like spelled out this really good question that is like, what did you have to unlearn when building this app?
Wow. I think I'm pretty young, so my brain is still very malleable in a way that I can learn things quickly, I can forget things quickly, I can shape it the way I want it to be. I hope so. So I don't think there's any specific thing that comes into my mind that I had to unlearn. But yeah, it's been a wonderful ride building StarCy.
And like, what do your days look like while building like the startup? Is it just
Wow.
like work from like you just get up then?
It depends mainly. Sometimes I'm traveling, but mainly I wake up, like to meditate a bit. Then I like to read. But yeah, definitely jump on to the work. And depending if I have calls early morning or not. Always there's something going on when I wake up. There's someone tweeted about StarCy, or someone doesn't like this feature, or something is blocked, or something is obviously going on. So yeah, I have to take care of that early morning, and mainly I work late nights with my team, and that's how the day is splitted. But yeah, I always also do fun. I also go out, also play sports. So yeah, the day is splitted by all of these activities.
Even I know like you're so young and just doing all of this with work and like work. You kind of just need to have some fun and aim for sustainability. And I think those moments when you have kind of chill and when your mind gets clear, especially like the meditation, can help you even with work more than
Yeah,
just working constantly.
yeah, totally. I mean, meditation has
And
probably
with
helped
the
me so much. Go ahead.
no, it was just with the meditation. Kind of interested into that. Like, you're religious, or is it just meditation, kind of like breath work?
I think meditation is something I picked up for sure. No one at my place does it. I would say it's just sitting with yourself and cutting out all the other sensory things. Just be with yourself. There is no formula for meditation. You just have to be with yourself. Like for
Yeah.
me, that's it. Sit there, close my eyes. Sometimes I would do breath work for sure, like Wim Hof breathing a lot. Sometimes I would do all that stuff. Breath work is also very helpful. But yeah, in the end, meditation is just being with yourself, I believe, at peace.
Yeah. What was your story from the like the beginning. Why did you decided to drop out from like?
Yeah, I mean, it's so the reason I decided to drop out is because I've been in this AI industry. This is before ChatGPT, and as soon as ChatGPT dropped, people were going crazy, and I knew that AI is something that's gonna change the whole world in the coming next decade and so. And going through the traditional college route, for me, as a founder and as some, like, I had pretty clear that I wanted to start my own startup. Now, to start your own startup, I don't need a degree or anyone's permission to do that. And if I'm willing to keep learning every single day, if I'm willing to read books and make sure that I'm getting my education through all these sorts of things, in today's age, I believe traditional education won't be like a big ups for you. Other than your social life, the college is only good for like social life. And I also saw Elon Musk talk about it. Also saw Patrick Bet and a lot of other people, a lot of other folks talk about college yesterday, and it didn't make sense for me to continue. So ended up dropping out. I ended up starting my own startups. I ended up starting my own ventures, building StarCy.
And what kind of books do you read right now? Or you're reading when you were building the startup? Is it
Uh,
biographies or mainly books about AI or technical ones?
Currently, I'm reading
Yeah,
this book,
makes
The
sense. Makes
33
sense.
Strategies of War. But I read different kinds of books like Innovators, like biography of Elon Musk, Steve Jobs. I've read Magic of Thinking Big. I've read David Goggins. I've read Atomic Habits. I've read all this self self-help books.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely helpful. Definitely keeps your mind straight. Definitely learn something new.
What is the book you would recommend everybody to read?
Hmm. It depends on who the person is and their background mainly, but I'd suggest you to go and read a book like Siddhartha, which is a very small book, but the reason I'm recommending it to everyone is because it's kind of a general book. It's a story of a Buddha. It's a story of the first Buddha and how he kind of revolves around in his life. It's going to be an awesome start to your book reading thing. And yeah, it suits everyone. I think you should read it for sure.
Could you repeat once more the name of it? I think it was kind of lagging.
It's called Siddhartha. Uh,
We'll check it out. You said like you're going to do this on MacBook, and I'm trying to figure out like how it will work because you said it will have a lot of features. It will like help with a lot of stuff. So I'm just kind of guessing what can it be.
for sure, I'll tell you exactly. So imagine Starcy living in your MacBook Notch. So Notch is that thing at the top. It's kind of like Dynamic Island, but for MacBook. So Starcy stays there 24/7. It shows your calendar next to events. It shows if you have a meeting in 10 minutes, it makes sure that it will show it to you there so you don't miss it. But with MacBook, it gives us a lot more room to play with because Apple allows that for us. So you can drag and drop files. You can like do agentic stuff like book Ubers. You can order food. You can do all this kind of agentic stuff with StarC all through voice command. So it's kind of becoming more like Siri Apple should have built. That's our vision with MacBook.
I think that's all for now. As you said, we are a little bit short of time, so won't keep you that long. I'm thankful that you came here on this podcast to talk about this app, even for like kind of a short time, just in a half an hour. But I think we've been through a lot, and excited what you're going to do with this.
Well, Thank you for having me, first of all. It's been lovely to talk with you. Yeah, it's one of the first times I've did podcast with someone, so pretty interesting stuff. And I hope to see you bring more guests and do a lot more interesting stuff in the future. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for being, and I want to thank the viewers that been here through all of this podcast, and see you in the next episode. Thank you again, man.
Thank you.